Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the Corsa Performance closed airbox intake, available for all 2019 and newer 5.7 liter Ram 1500s. Now, you should be considering the Corsa for your Hemi-powered rig if you want to go with an extremely high quality, no tune required system here to help increase the power and torque on your Ram, but at the same time would prefer to keep those intake air temperatures as low as possible thanks to a high quality sealed enclosure. All right, let's start off with our features portion here, guys, and go right into some of the big numbers according to the gang over at Corsa. First up, 31 and 25. Now that's a horsepower and torque the Ohio-based company is claiming with their sealed cold air system installed on the 5.7 Ram at home. And what I will say is that's probably gonna be best case scenario crank horsepower and torque numbers. Numbers to the tires, I would expect maybe half of that, give or take. So let's just say, 15 and 12, still pretty respectable overall for a no tune required intake such as this. Now, Corsa claims these numbers are made possible thanks to the nearly 20% increase in airflow over the stock airbox and filter. More flow usually equates to more power, and that certainly seems to be the case here with this particular system. Now, moving away from those numbers and getting into some of your other features you can expect out of the Corsa, the biggie for me here, guys, will no doubt be the high quality sealed enclosure system, which will be crucial in making sure you are getting that fresh, cool air as opposed to hot engine bay air that you might normally get with an open element style filter. Now, I really prefer these sealed enclosures, again, when all out performance is your priority, and this one is done very, very well. Finally, guys, on that same topic of keeping things cool, Corsa does utilize a rotomolded polyethylene intake tube here, which will also do a great job of resisting heat soak underneath the hood. Now let's switch gears and talk more about construction, guys. And I do want to start off again with that airbox and filter because this particular kit will feature the MaxFlow oiled filter that is washable, it is reusable. In fact, Corsa suggests cleaning every 40,000 miles and re-oiling every 25,000 miles. Now you should know Corsa does also offer their dry filter as well for owners out there who might prefer a little less maintenance at the end of the day. Now that oiled filter will live again in that very nice molded one-piece airbox with the removable plexiglass lid here. It's hard to tell because it's very tinted, but Corsa does have their logo into the plexi, which does add a little bit more of kind of custom or bonus points when it comes to styling. Now, this does look very sharp. It's also going to allow you to keep an eye on the cleanliness of your filter over time. Finally, guys, again, we do talk about the molded inlet tube a bit earlier here, but Corsa does also kick in everything else needed for the install, including all of your couplers, a nice bell mouth to mount the filter into the airbox, in addition to all of your clamps, hardware, all that good stuff, which will make for a very easy install. Now, I do want to say that the system is also backed by a lifetime warranty on a majority of your components here, with the exception of the filter, which is backed by a 1-year warranty in case you run into any issues. Price point for the closed airbox Corsa system will live in that low $400 range, give or take, which is going to put this right in line with other quality systems on the site for your newer 5.7 Ram that also boast a sealed enclosure. Now, typically, if you did want to go with that open element style filter for maybe a little bit more sound under acceleration, slightly different look, well, you can certainly find a bunch of those here on the site as well, and chances are a lot of those will be a bit more affordable at the end of the day when compared to something with a sealed enclosure like the Corsa. But now we want to shift gears and talk more about the install, and because cold air intakes such as this are traditionally going to be a very straightforward and pretty easy modification, the site is going to stick with a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least 45 minutes or so to complete from start to finish. But now we're actually going to throw it to an American Trucks customer for a detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
So this right here is the tools you're going to need. Small little flathead, regular flathead, or a nut driver, 8mm, whatever your preference is. You could do either one. A ratchet 8mm socket and a Phillips screwdriver. And that should be all. That's all you need. First thing you want to do is you want to take a look and see what you have here. We got a crankcase vent tube here we got to remove. we got a sensor we got to remove. And we got to take this worm drive clamp off to remove it from the intake, and then the air box itself. The air box itself will just pop out. That's the least of our worries there. Start off with this crankcase tube here. There's a notch here, kind of like a button. You just kind of push it in, and then you just pop it out. Should be pretty easy. That easy, and it's off. Sensor, same thing. Has a little button here in a sense that you could just compress, and it just slips right out. You see the button right there. Just kind of push down. It's a hook, hooks into there. You just got to put pressure on it, let it release, and then you just pull it out. As far as the induction tube here, there's a worm drive clamp here. You just take a screwdriver, get in there, and go ahead and loosen it. All right, no big deal. Once you got it nice and loose, you just pop it all out. There you go, that easy. As far as your air box goes, like I said, you just pop it up, bam, and it's off. 1, 2, 3, no big deal. All right, so now you got your intake tube off. All you want to do is you want to swap out this sensor into the new one that you're going to install. So to do that, you want to take a small little screwdriver, and then there's a little locking tab right here. You want to lift up on it, just pry up on it enough to get it over this lip. You don't want to break that clip, so just enough to get it over the lip. You give it a little twist, it unlocks, and then you just pull it right out. That simple. Okay, so now that you got your sensor off, you want to put it in the new one. Now you want to keep in mind which way this thing was oriented, the sensor, because you want it to go back in the truck the same way. However, this thing should be able to move around because it's not going to lock in place. The grommet changes, so you should be okay. You should be able to move around while it's in the truck. Now to put it inside this grommet, what you want to do is you want to lube it up a little bit. Get some soapy water, you know, just let any little thing and add a little bit on there. Maybe put some here on the rim just to kind of help ease it in there. And then just kind of force it in there. Be careful not to put too much pressure, too much direct pressure in the middle. Kind of wiggle it around, see, because then that's what's going to happen. So pop it back out. I'm going to push this grommet back in just the way it was. Make sure that lip is behind that wall, like the way it should be. You don't want to have problems later on with it popping out or something. So always make sure that that lip is back set the way it should be. And add a little more lube on this right here. What you can also do is once you're trying to get it in, you can push on the bottom through the inside. That way that grommet has some resistance. It might be a little bit easier to get it in without pushing it through all the way. Just kind of work it in, keep your fingers inside, pushing against it, against the grommet itself. Once you got it in, get a screwdriver to help you out a little bit. The lip came in a little bit, so you just want to push it out a little bit. Yeah, so you see how this still moves around? So it should be okay once we put it back on the truck if it needs to be adjusted in any way to help you better fit that harness. But yeah, once it's in, just make sure it's secure, make sure everything's good inside, and you're all set. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna open up this air box and we're gonna go ahead and install the adapter. What you need is a Phillips screwdriver. Take all these bolts off. Make sure you don't lose any, just the way I did. So I'm safe. Let's take this glass off. Here's what's inside. You got your air filter and your adapter for the box. This is what we're after right here. So this right here, we'll go ahead and go here on the inside. And go put that through there. And then here you're gonna see where it lines up, and you're gonna put in the supplied bolts. Put them in there as well. Okay, so now we have everything out of the box. What we're gonna do is go ahead and put this filter onto the adapter first. And then we'll slip the filter into the housing. So all you gotta do is put this in here. Make sure you got plenty of room. This clamp loose. Gotta kind of work it in. Just kind of wedge it out a little bit. There you go. Once it's in all the way, fully seated, you just take a screwdriver or a little nut driver, 8mm in this case. Just tying it down. Make sure it's nice and snug, nice and tight. Don't over torque it. You don't want to damage that compression clamp. Sorry, there's a delay there. So now you have it nice and snug. Go ahead and take your airbox, stick it in there. So. And what we're gonna do is gonna line it up. See the holes, they line up perfectly. You gotta take some of the supplied bolts, and what you wanna do is you wanna put the lock washer first, and then the washer there. Lock washer, regular washer. Line it up. Start it off with your hand just to get it started. Drive it down as far as you can, nice and snug with your hand. Line up the other side, do the same. Alright. And now you get your 10mm socket and ratchet. You just torque it all the way down. You want to make sure you don't over torque it. You don't want to overdo it. You want to do it enough to where that crush washer, you see it get, flat where it's actually locked. And then maybe just give it a little quarter turn more. And that should be good. So one thing you want to take note when you install this is inside here you're gonna see the clamp. You got the worm drive right here, the bolt. Make sure it's oriented to the top. That way if you ever have to take this filter off for any reason, you don't have to remove the whole box or even these bolts, which is not difficult to do, but that's one less step. If you just need to do some maintenance, clean out the airbox real quick, you take off the screen real quick, and then you have access to the freaking bolt right there and take off this filter without having to remove this adapter. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and take our box and put it back in where the old one was. Make sure all the grommets are good. All you gotta do, you got these grommets inside the box right here. They go aligned right through these inserts. All you gotta do is put them in place and put some pressure downwards, and it should pop right back in. Alright, so make sure it's aligned, and that's it. It's back in. Make sure you're all the way in, and that's good. Next thing you wanna do, we're gonna go ahead and get our new sleeve adapters here. Take your 3.5 inch hose clamp here, put it on the reducer. It's gonna go onto the intake, just like that. Then we go ahead and slip it over. Make sure it's all the way down. Just adjust it as you need. There you go. Once that's in, you take your screwdriver or your driver, just tying it down so it's nice and snug. There you go. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our next adapter and put the clamp on there, just like so. And we're gonna go ahead and slip it into our intake tube here, just like that. You don't want to go too far in, say about maybe halfway through. You want to allow it that flex once you install it. You got it on. Go ahead and tighten it down. There you go. Alright, so the next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and take another clamp. You want to put it on the other side of the sleeve here. Put it on, and we're going to go ahead and slip it on over the air box this time. Go ahead and put it in there. Before you tighten it, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and slip it on this other side. Don't forget the clamp. This clamp in there. Alright. Just gotta squeeze this intake on there now. There you go. Get it nice and in. Make sure this end is good. You see your sleeves aren't fully in. You might have to make some adjustments. Just loosen this one back up, no big deal. And then just kind of work it in a little bit. There you go. Once you're satisfied, go ahead and retighten everything. Last one right here. Just make sure you're over that lip from the intake tube. Alright, turn it down. Good. Remember that the sensor. Make sure it's the right way, and all you do is push it back in, it'll clip. You'll hear the snap. Same as the freaking crankcase tube. Just snaps right back in. There you go. So that's good, that's good. Double check everything. Always double check your work, make sure everything's straight. Now, last but not least, we put our cover back on. Gotta take off this protective film. There you go. Orient it how you please. And then we'll put these back on. Always start them off by hand first. There you go. Once you have them on, take your screwdriver, get your Phillips head, go ahead and tighten it down. You don't need to over torque it, just make sure everything's nice and snug. You'll see the gasket compress. Just don't try not to overdo it. And that's it. Your install's complete. Remember, your glass piece comes with the different vinyl, so you change the color of the letters. Not covered in the manual, but that's what the vinyl's for. You peel it, you stick it in the back, whatever color you please, and that'll be the color that will display once you install the cover back on the filter housing. I'm gonna go ahead and go with red, just because my truck is red. But yeah, it's just a sticker you put in the back just to color the letters.
So wrapping things up here today, guys, again, if you are looking for a very high quality sealed enclosure system for that newer 5.7 powered Ram at home, definitely consider checking out the Corsa, which you can find right here at AmericanTrucks.com.